Hello, hey Danny, welcome to this quick session, right? I mean, you're in New York City at this point in time, and there's this historic announcement, right? That you were part of 16 high school students in one bold mission, right? So tell us about what just happened in New York a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for having me on. It is a very, very exciting announcement and news. So we're here for the XPRIZE Healthspan award ceremony. It's $101 million competition, so no small change. And the goal is to come up with a one-year therapeutic that will reverse human aging by 10 to 20 years. And we have to come up with a solution that will reverse the cognitive age, our muscle age, and our immune system age by 20 years. So it's probably, and in the 30 years that XPRIZE has done competitions, this is the most difficult competition I've ever seen them attempt. And something that I'm sure you and I and everybody else who are getting advanced in ages are personally invested in. The announcement today or yesterday was on the only high school team in history out of Asia to make it into a major semifinal event, and that's our team from Malaysia. And big news, completely threw everybody out of for a surprise. They had over 600 teams submitting, and these are teams, and I just met a lot of team members yesterday as well. Some of them are billion-dollar biotech firms making 20 million a year in revenue with millions of dollars in investments that are proposing their solutions. And we have a high school team. I mean, this is a perennial David and Goliath story, right? And so people in the audience were shocked even when it was announced. They had every team during the announcement stand up, to be recognized. And then when our team stood up, the director, the senior VP and the director of the XPRIZE Healthspan literally called us out, and they said, this team is a legend. This is the only student team to make it into this round. So it's a huge deal. So we're very proud of our students.
Superb. And just to show a little bit about this was the team being called out, right? So no students there because it was in New York when the
New York.
announcement was made, and I was still all here in Malaysia, busy studying. But maybe talk us through the journey a little bit, because I know it started with these kids, right? When you gathered them together, set up this BioArmour team, from number of schools came together. How did that journey start, and how did you end up picking a bunch of Malaysian kids to take them to this XPRIZE semifinal, and hopefully they make it to the finals? And if they win, this is $101 million pot,
Yes.
right? I mean, this
Yes.
is amazing. It's probably one of the biggest XPRIZes out there too, right?
It is.
If not the
At the
biggest,
time,
right?
it was the largest purse prize in history. So yeah, it's amazing that we're able to do this. Now, what we did was we not only did we not have the backing of these billion-dollar biotech firms, but we entered the competition at the very last possible moment. Talk about being underdog of underdogs. So we entered the competition 10 days before it closed. So just to put that in context, other teams had over a year, and I just found out some teams were working on their solution for 3 years, 2 to 3 years, right? To make the submission. We had 10 days. So how did we get to this point? I could truly say it's the unique collaborative nature and the uniqueness of Malaysia that we were able to tap into. So when I called researchers who didn't even know who I was, I said, hey, we're trying to get this high school team to compete in this competition. It's $101 million. It's to reverse human. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll help. No problem. People were coming out of the woodworks, and it was like a, somehow, because we're in Malaysia, it's like a family event. Oh, everybody's going to help. Of course, it's not even a question, right? So that's one element that was just amazing. The other element is I told, hey, we need to find a solution that's really unique to Southeast Asia and maybe even to Malaysia. And so the main component of our solution is using what's called a tiger's milk mushroom, which only grows in Malaysia. It actually has the ability to reduce inflammation and reduce the components of markers of aging. And it was shown through several different type of clinical trials that it has promise. So we came together and brought different what's called multimodal solutions together, combined that with other core natural elements, and then combined them with dance and other physical exercise that activated the neural capabilities. And we came up with a homeopathic, homegrown, very Asian, Malaysian solution. Now, I can't say this. So I talked to the judges and the senior VP of Healthspan, and she told me kind of privately, so please don't post this. Actually, it is going to get out, so I can deny when it comes up. But she said, when she read it, because she read all the submissions, she said she was in tears. She was moved. So this really is a unique solution. And to be able to get a high school team to get to this level. Now, I know, Roshan, you know me for a while, so you know that this is not our first rodeo, right? This is our 7th XPRIZE that we've done. All the other 6 XPRIZes that we did was out of the US. So I had fielded a US high school team. 8 years ago, we won the first XPRIZE ever by a high school team. And then since then, we've semifinal 3 times. So we were doing it with the support and infrastructure that we had in the US at a school in the US. To do it for the first time in Malaysia proves without a shadow of a doubt that if you inspire students, if you give them the support and the mentoring that they need, anything is possible.
And let's talk a little bit about the mentors, because you managed to aggregate some of the best minds in the biotech health space to come and support this Malaysian team, right? And the team is expanding, right? So it's starting with the 16, but we're getting more and more interest from so many schools, from so many different places. Everyone wants to be part of this. Tell us what the process is, because I know it started with you pretty much in a classroom, trying to work with these kids, brainstorm with them, come up with ideas, and then now it's that submission is done. But now comes the hard work of building this whole product, I guess, right? Or solution, and making this come alive, right?
Oh yeah, this is actually now the hard part starts because we have to go to a clinical trial. We literally have to. The submission was phenomenally written. We had an amazing person named John So, who from San Francisco, who jumped in, barely knew who we were, and saw the potential. Jumped in. We pulled together researchers, PhD scientists from the University of Malay, and a local clinical research firm. I mean, it was just a massive undertaking. Again, 10 days. We pulled all this together, like literally 5 or 6 all-nighters to pull all this together and bring the students along all through the process. But now the hard work starts. We were awarded $250,000 because getting something to clinical trial costs $1 million or more. And so we have our work cut out for us. We're hoping Malaysia will come through and help us raise the rest of the funds so we can really take this to market and compete. I think, and now this is I'm a veteran now, they say, of 7 XPRIZes. And this is one of the XPRIZes that we truly have a potential of winning because we have a very, very unique solution. We have the young minds, and the secret sauce to all the competitions where I bring the high school students in is they have this unfiltered and expansive mind that has never been told nothing's impossible. So they think of things and think of ideas and approaches to problems that we adults may not approach and not know. And so, we are now from now until April of next year. So we have almost a year to come up and actually implement this therapeutic and fully take this to clinical trials.
So what do you need? I mean, there's a lot of Malaysians need first they need to know that we made it. This amazing story, and hey, you know, we're in with a shot, right? We're in the semifinal round. We've got another 2 years, I guess, right? Year and a half or so, to hopefully make the final round, and then it's probably another year or so to make sure we get all the other work done so that we can win this competition, right? So you need support, both on the research side. You need funding. You need. I mean, what are things you need, and how can, you know? I mean, I guess there's a lot of government agencies and I guess businesses that you will probably need the support of to take us forward, and you know, a chance to really show that Malaysia can be a tech hub, right? A
Yes,
biotech hub,
definitely.
in fact. You know. So what do you need?
It's not just biotech, it could be the center for innovation. What we're finding is we have the resources, right? We took literally random high school students from local schools and was able to accomplish this. It should break the glass ceiling that anything's possible for our students. So that's number one. We have the future workforce and even the current workforce to compete at the global stage. That should be completely evident, and Malaysia should celebrate. This is a momentous accomplishment to prove that we can compete at this level with literally anything. And again, if you go on the the Healthspan XPRIZE site, the list of 40 participants, and this is 19 teams from the US, 6 teams from Japan, a team from China, from Australia, from the UK. We are the only team from Malaysia, one team, right? And so it's one, exciting but daunting as well. We clinical trials, if you're not familiar with clinical trials, they could cost $1 to $5 million to finish. Right, so 250 sounds like a lot of money in a sense. We literally that's just a seed money to get started. So we're really that's my end goal, is to provide the resources and funds necessary for the team to really finish their work. That's number one. Number two, yes, researchers, because collaboration is a big part of how the solution gets to market. XPRIZE, one of the things that they do is they really encourage collaboration. Local industries, businesses, other universities, biotech firms, they can come together and connect with us and really bring together the expansive solution. And so we're going to be adding and expanding the solution that we have as we go along. But again, it's we're on the warpath. I'm from New York. I fly to Malaysia. So next week I'm in Malaysia, and we're going to actually start the process of getting the clinical trials going.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who want to see you. So maybe just I pulled the website up and I just put the top 40 semifinals. I know there were quite a few Asian teams that were in the top 100. But the top semi-finalists, I mean, I'm just pulling it down. You've got Japanese team, Ann Arbor, US, San Francisco, Japan, Richmond, Kuala Lumpur, BioArmour. There it is. Canadian team, San Diego, Australia, Korea, Japan, US, LA, Tokyo. Quite a few Japanese team. But really, I mean, outside of, Southeast Asia. In fact, even in Europe, right? There's not many. There's a Singapore team, US.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite interesting. A lot of Japanese team and okay, one Swiss team, two Swiss teams. Three from Europe. Okay, 3 from Europe. 4. Yeah. So very interesting, right? And we're the only high school team. Right?
Yeah, not just that we're the only high school team. But if you look at, and there's another set of figures that show how many actually entered, and so all these countries that have one qualified semifinalists, like Switzerland and Australia and whatnot, they entered a ton of teams and only got one. We entered, I believe there was one other team in Malaysia that actually entered. So we had 2 teams enter from Malaysia, and we got in. So it's
wow.
It's a huge, it was a huge undertaking, and it's one of those things that you see not just from the purse prize, but the real interest in this type of competition and the type of competitors you're going up against. by just the type of companies that are made into the top 40. So we're in good company because these are, lifelong scientists. Our students, some of them, are still kind of early in their high school years. They're not even old enough to go into certain venues that these guys have. So it's an interesting time. So we're really, really excited to see what we can do with this team.
Yeah. And so you're down here in Malaysia next week, and you're going to spend a couple of weeks here with the team. And you need the support of the businesses, you need the support of government, you need all these things, right? So they can reach out to you, they can reach out to, and we can put your emails and some information, Eric and a few other guys, right? So we'll put that out. We'll put the contact information in a bit for everyone, so that you can get a hold of Danny and his team. How else can Malaysia support you? I know you are looking to expand the teams, right? In terms of the number of kids, right? So more kids can benefit from this process, because it's going to be a 2-3 year process, right?
It's a
from now,
5-year process, and we are actually, believe it or not, even before we knew we made it to semifinal the Healthspan, we actually entered another Malaysian team into the 119 million water scarcity XPRIZE. And that's an XPRIZE to desalinate water at a very low and efficient level. So our goal is to inspire more students. And my goal from the beginning, when we first won the first XPRIZE, is how can we bring this opportunity to more students? So we're looking at expanding the team, adding more students. So if there's schools that are interested in this type of very transformative education model, and I truly mean that, because we've now seen more than 150 students graduate through our XPRIZE competitions. These kids have gone on to the top universities, but not just that, they're captains of industry, because their whole approach to problem solving and the ability to do amazing things is now built into their DNA. And so it's the best way to really inspire kids to create a passion for learning and to be able to incorporate that internally, so that it'll change their lives and the trajectory of their lives. So what other things can we do? I would love to have, and we had some early discussions with XPRIZE there, because I told them the whole country's going to celebrate, and they're like, wow, this is great. You know what? Maybe we should have the XPRIZE Team Summit in Malaysia. I would love to have that. They've only selected major countries and cities before, where they bring all the team members together. I think the last one they had was in Singapore, and they said the Singapore government shut down the airspace so that the XPRIZE Wildfire team can come and test their drones. So think about and not only does this win put Malaysia on the map, but imagine if we can host. and I'm just dreaming here. And sometimes, unless you dream, you don't know, right? We would love to really make Malaysia a centerpiece of what's possible.
I think that's amazing, right? To be able to have the whole world congregate here together, and all the teams, that's going to be so it's something that, possibly in the next couple of weeks we can have a dialogue with some of the government officials to see if they can pull something like that together. I think that will be amazing. So you're looking for businesses in the biotech space to come in, offer support, offer resources, and offer some sort of collaboration. Be also looking for sponsors to be part of this historic movement, hopefully make it to the finals, and hopefully win the competition, right? So that's
go alongside with us. All the other XPRIZEs I've done, I've reached out for sponsors and partners. We've had Asia School of Business sponsoring us, and that was only just out of word of mouth. But for a sponsor to be associated with this type of event, it's a win for them, because the goodwill that they get, because they're, people will see, wow, Asia School of Business and local business, they've sponsored a XPRIZE Malaysian team. Gives recognition and goodwill and notoriety. So it's a win-win all around. I would love to. There's investors now that I've been meeting. They're like, hey, how can we support you, Danny? I was like, great. but you know what? I'm going to go to Malaysia first, because this is something that Malaysian companies and philanthropists and entrepreneurs should be investing in, because it truly is something that will highlight the country.
Fantastic. So any last words of advice as we close up? Again, it's a short thing. Wanted to make the announcement quick. I wanted everyone to know this is it. Danny's in New York. He's heading into a flight back to Malaysia soon. And you're relocating to Malaysia soon too, right?
Yeah, end of this year. That's actually, that was my motivation to start this Malaysian team, is I will be relocating to Malaysia end of this year. So again, it was totally unexpected. I've done many XPRIZEs. This was the underdog of underdogs. I even told the students we have maybe 5% chance, if at best, of making it past this round. And you know what? It goes to the ingenuity of the students. And what I would say for the students that are dreaming big is dream big, because anything is possible. And I would love to open this up to more and more students, because we've proven that it can be done. And so now let's see if we can inspire more students. And even if you're there thinking, oh, I'm not ready for this, I don't have the ability, that's what every student I've worked with in the last 9 years have said that. And they get into it and they start to flourish and thrive. And we get students from all different backgrounds. So even if you just have a curiosity and passion for learning, that's all you need. And so I really am encouraged at the type of learning and education that we can provide, because our goal is, we don't do this just to win the competition. I mean, the competition is almost secondary. My motivation and end goal is to inspire students, because it's a lifelong changing process that goes through. And so, I'm a parent myself, and just to give you a quick one background story on this, is our first XPRIZE we ever entered. Again, everybody said there's absolutely no way you guys are going to win. And I thought so too. And so I said, yeah, we'll just go in thinking that, we'll learn in the process, and we'll learn as we, eventually fail. And then we became the first high school team to make it into a semifinal round in history. And then a year and a half later, we became the first student team to make it into a final round. And then 3 years later, when we got to Monaco, which was the award ceremony, and they announced us the winner, we became, and still the only, and maybe Malaysia will win and become the second ever. We became the only high school team in 30 years, in 30 competitions, to ever win an XPRIZE competition. And so our end goal was to inspire kids, and it really did. And when we did that first XPRIZE, my kids were in it. So I saw the transformation it brought onto our team members and our kids, and I want to share that type of experience, giving kids the ability to create this mindset of problem solving and creativity that'll last them for the rest of their lives. You can apply that to any field, any industry you go into. So again, my excitement and encouragement is the potential it has to really change the trajectory in the direction of how we educate our kids.
Fantastic. And just finally, I know parents will be asking, who listen, how can I get my kids involved in STEM? And I mean, and I know you do a lot of work in the space stuff with Space Quest, a couple of camps that you have here in Malaysia, in Singapore, and all over, in fact, Saudi and a number of other countries, right? Maybe you can very quickly share, if parents are keen to get their kids enrolled, whether it's space, and I'm assuming I'll put Eric's email out there if they can want to get in touch with him. But maybe you can share a little bit on what they can proactively bring their child or enable them to join one of your space programs potentially to get in the whole STEM and space.
That's a great question, because so we knew that you couldn't just throw kids in fresh. We did in this round because we had 10 days. So in the US, what we do is we created an education model where we have a series of innovative after-school programs that prepare the kids for this mindset of learning and problem solving. And so things like Space Quest, we teach space science that actually allow kids to upload experiments to the International Space Station. We give them experience in advanced robotics. We actually have cybersecurity trainings that we do. So all of this helps to prepare the mindset and the learning ability so they're prepared to get into an XPRIZE program. So what we're doing is creating kind of an after school series of after school type programs that even if you're not on the team, you can start preparing yourself for that mindset of problem solving. And so, which will also give you the opportunity to qualify to get on a team as well. So, Eric is our space leader, and he can give information on how to sign up for these type of programs, which will give the students the ability to get that experience, but also opportunity to be recognized and invited to a team.
Yep, and you can reach him at this email address, and we'll also throw his contact on LinkedIn and other mobile numbers in the post in the comments below right after this. So look out for Eric, and thanks, Danny. I mean, I think there's a lot of good stuff coming to Malaysia. I'm excited. I think at the end of the day, Malaysia Boleh, and you have again helped us. It's great to have you come out to Malaysia and help us to put ourselves in the map in this technology and again biotech, but also water scarcity. There's so many other XPRIZes that hopefully will take part and do well. So again, thanks again, and final call out very quick. Danny's going to be speaking in Malaysia at the Malaysia Leadership Summit that's coming up on the 29th, and we have it's a powerful summit. And if you have not registered, go to events.neuronix.com and you can check out Jamie Andrews. Got no hands, no legs, but yet he's managed to do some impossible stuff. He's speaking. Danny, of course, XPRIZE winner, NASA advisor, cybersecurity guy, founder of BioArmour, and also CEO of, and many others who will be gracing us at this event. So look forward to you joining us there on the 29th. If you have not yet signed up, look for it, and we'll see you there. So Danny, thanks again, and look forward to seeing BioArmour do great stuff at Malaysia Boleh. And if you can, follow us at SpaceQuest, follow us at BioArmour and XPRIZE Incubator. So you can look for all of these on the socials, and you'll be able to find all these guys. Final thoughts, Danny, as we wrap this up.
I'm looking forward, one of the motivations coming to Malaysia, to be honest, and I'm going to be really real here, is the food. I absolutely love the food, and I absolutely love the people. Malaysia has the most wonderful food, combination of food, and the most welcoming people. And that really is an advantage that we're able to leverage. And so I think that's something that the world needs to experience, just like I did. So again, Boleh, that's Malaysia Boleh. It's amazing.
All right. And so, congratulations to these kids for making the semifinal rounds. Thank you to Danny and his mentors and the different companies, University of Malaya, Asia School of Business, for giving their location, and so many others who have helped Danny and the team, BioArmour team, set up and also thrive. So with that, thanks everyone, and we look forward to having you in Malaysia in a couple of days, Danny. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.